All right, all right. Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say that this is a lovely, lovely evening in which the Most High, a higher has made. And I, Sister Deborah, will and I shall rest therein. I'm going to title this something of it's all over, finished. It's all finished. It's all over. Because that's what I feel in my spirit right now. Um, uh, when I was something was dropped in me, and it almost felt like I was being disciplined or chastised for not taking heed to what was uh, given unto me in a way that it is locked in, that I have to hold firm to what was given to me and revealed to me, uh, that shall uh, that shall be, meaning this need be, Deborah. So it's no need in you thinking that you're going to come up with something different and you're going to change something and make it different based on what you're saying, what you're doing. It's not going to be like that. So don't counteract what I already said and how I have given it to you. I have given you the keys, and the keys you have unlocked. So it's finished, Deborah. It's over. All you can do is continue to give them what I give you daily, or give them what has already been given unto them. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But the feeling, it was like, even being feeling that it is being corrected or chastising, it felt good. It made me realize how he still are going to always be there for me, to help me no matter if I miss a step, or if I fall down the steps, or if I fall, or I jump even higher to the third step. He's going to always be there to meet me where I'm at. And I thank him for that. Um, and it started when I was thinking about how uh, we as people, as human beings, have not uh, sat down and took out time to see how much he has poured out on us and in us. Instead, we are trying to come to some sort of understanding or conclusion, or some sort of balance in what is, what was, and what shall be, when he set everything right there, strictly in the light for us to see it for what it is. And that's what he was telling me. He was saying, now, didn't I teach you this? Did we go over this? Didn't I tell you it's over? Didn't I tell you this? And I said, yeah, Father. Yeah, yes, you did. And it's still with me. He knows it. He knows I haven't done away with nothing that he has implanted within me. He knows I'm still. I ain't got no. He know I ain't got no sense. But he do know that I trust in him, and I lean not to my own understanding, but I search for what I search for what I. Oh, my glasses. I search for the things in which he desires, not so much as what I desire. Hello in the live chat. It's good to see you. So, what I have felt is that the more and more you bring information to the light, how it almost feel like it's vain and vax, because the light that Yah has already, how would I have already set, if they're not going to see that light, they're not going to see any light that I'm trying to cut on or to make bright. I put it like that. I was thinking about what he was telling me in Matthew's, and we covered Matthew's 24, and pretty much everybody in this day have covered Matthew's 24, because it tells you pretty much the things that's going to actually take place in the days to come. And I will say that I wouldn't tell anyone not to prepare for what is to come. And what I mean is the things that's going to happen before Ahiah steps in. Okay. As you see, they're closing down food plants all over this country, all over this country. And they're using it as a cover up that there's, and they're not just destroying them. They, I mean, woo, I mean, from top to bottom to the ground, bringing them down. Okay. So that means there's no rebuilding and no getting back together. And I think in Matthew 24, when it says in Matthew 24 and verse 7, the nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine. Okay. Famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Just imagine all of that. That is a lot, y'all. Because to me, now honestly, to me, from what I can see from the fathers teaching me, just nation rising against nation is more than I can bear. That's why I just praise him and honor him for the gift of endurance. Because there's no way Sister Deborah gonna be able to stand on that. Don't forget, she also has 7 adult children. So it's already there. It's verse 7 of Matthew 24, for nation shall rise against nation, but it's going to be worse because now you're going to have pestilence and famines in the land. It's going to be a shortage of everything. Believe it or not, we are there already. That's the whole ideal of raising the food real high. And a lot of people ain't paying attention. They're raising the prices every 3 days. And that's why I say it's sad, because you can't seem to get nothing through to people. You can't get them to see that, wait a minute, y'all, you know what? Everything is happening, and it's happening according to the will of the Father and the way of the Father. If we would first seek ye what? Him. And that's Sister Deborah's calling. I have to inform people to seek him first, the light, the narrow gate. You see what I'm saying? What is righteous, him himself. Okay. And all shall be added. And when he said all shall be added, all that he has and can and will add on to you. Not what Sister Deborah said he's going to add, but what he knows he can add on to you after you seek him. Meaning put him first. Put him as your full shield and protection, and let him handle these things. In the process of it, it's okay to put away things, because from what you're seeing, they're shutting things down and they're moving pretty fast. They are moving pretty fast. See, they already know when they start opening up the borders and letting all these people in and transporting them to different states, and the people in the country ain't saying nothing. Nobody in this country saying anything about it, saying, oh, wait a minute, why are we bringing all them here? And we killing off all our crop, our animals, our factories, our food factories, but we bringing people in. That's showing you, y'all, people can't even see it. And that's what I was getting disciplined for by the Ahiah, is only remember what I've taught you. Okay? Meaning these things need be. And these things are going to happen. And ain't nobody going to do nothing about it. So that's also a part of the light shining, so you can see everything for what it is, and you can take it from here. But if you're in darkness, you can't see it. You're fighting in darkness. You debating and arguing in darkness. You can't see nothing in the light, or you can't see the light in which one is trying to teach you that it's on. And that's another sad thing. So he was just telling me today that the famine and the pestilence and the things in the world is at its highest of what they're trying to do as far as destroying. And they're starting to shut the banks down for maybe 6 or 7 hours. They just testing the people, seeing the reaction of what they're going to be able to get away with. But in this country, they can get away with anything and everything, because I've learned that the people's mindset here is off the chain. So it's a lot of things that cause Sister Deborah to say it is finished. It is finished because Ahiah has said to me it is finished. Even to today, it's finished, Deborah. So it doesn't matter. It's finished because everything is like set there for them to see it exactly the way it's going to go. If the wealthy people decide to make movies and reveal all these things, and then I left a word for you all to know, and I'm teaching you day by day, and then you still want to be blind to the fact that's what's in your face, that's on you. You know, that's how he's dealing with me. He's telling me, so don't think that it's going to change. And I'm going to tell you what brought that on. I realized that there is a big, big, really gigantic elephant in the room amongst the house of Israel, and that is men, our men. Like I said to the Father, if I could be a man just to tell the men, but he said he even had men telling men throughout times. And every time they would come and tell them what God said or higher or what was in front of them, they took their lives. And that is so true. That is so true. So he's saying that don't think that what you're giving them is going to cut the light on so they can see and know how to deal with it from this day on, because it won't happen. And that's what men and women. He said, you just can't think that that can happen. And he knows me better than I know myself. So I know that he is right on it, you know. So he was just telling me it is finished, you know, meaning that everything that he had predestined for the beginning and the end, all of it is finished. The famine, the pestilence, everything. Can't nobody go to him and freeze up what he already prophesied that shall come to pass. That's what he's saying when he said it is finished. I can't go back down there and redo Deuteronomy 28, Deborah. I can't go back down there. See, y'all, here it is, here it is, here it is. I can't do these things in which you feel that needs to be done. No, it is finished. Everything is locked. Everything has, a lot of things he said has already took place, has already passed. But in me, it's something that caused me to get heavily disciplined by him, because I was like, how is it that our males are so locked in believing the Gentiles? What is in them to feel that they should set up under the Gentiles? I did a video about, are we to be seated under the Gentiles, meaning should we be going to the Gentiles gatherings, to their church, to their leadership as a shepherd? Should we be running under them? And what the Father shared with me, and that's why I say I got disciplined, is he was showing me that they're doing it anyway, Deborah. And that's what you're seeing. And that's what you're questioning. He said, get to the core of what you're saying. And what you're saying is already what I seen. That's why I say it's finished. That's why I told you and I showed you that it is finished, because of all the things in which you are seeing. Now you got to go back to the drawing board and embrace it again as it was taught to you. You see? And I felt it because it is so true. You sit and try to pick the pieces. How could somebody be that lost in their mindset to not see what is in front of them? It's just like this here. It's right in front of my face, just like this. But yet I said, you said, can you see that glass you got in your face, in front of your face? No, I don't see it. Yes, you do. Oh no, I fight you, and I fight you to the core. I don't see it. It's not in front of my face. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. Everything that he have said and how he have orchestrated everything. Let me give you an example. He have said how the Gentiles are going to connect back to us in the wilderness when we go into the promised land, and how they're going to do it. How they're going to do it is the same thing I've been telling you all over and over and over. It's that right hand. It's that power of a highest right hand going to be lifted. And when that hand, his hands are lifted, the Gentiles are going to gather with us on our route to the promised land. And then that's how they're going to be taking our daughters and sons, are going to be on their shoulders, and they're going to be carrying them, and they're going to be helping us, okay, in every way they possibly can. But that is a particular day, in that day that we're in. It is not now. But so I went and I'm saying, okay, so it's your mighty power is going to cause them to assist us like that. Where in our minds do we think that they are all that and some, and we should sit up under their teaching and under their understanding of the biblical of Ahia? It is amazing. It is amazing. See, this is why you see churches and you see TBN and you see Clifford Dollars and TD Jakes. They know the truth, but they're not going to tell anybody anything because the whole country is based on a lie. Everybody see how easy it is to live and create everything and make everything be even wealth under a lie. So the lie is better for people than the truth. So they run to the lie and set up under the lie than to set up under that which is true. So this is what he was disciplining me on. Did not tell you that? You know, I did not say to you that it's finished, it's over. Didn't I say to you, this is how it is and this need be? Because this is what I taught you before the foundation of the world. That which is, or that which was, that which is, and that which shall be has already been. Where? In the heavens in which I taught you from. So what you're seeing, it need be there because you already went over this. So I felt today that I was disciplined by the Most High because I was just like, when I see a bunch of people walking around with masks on, and only my I ain't gonna say my people, only I'm gonna call Negroes, okay, not Negroes, walking around with masks all on their face, and I'm like, as hot as it is outside, 100 degrees, and you still find time to be walking around here with masks. That goes back to what he was saying in Deuteronomy. So that's my security, is to let me know that didn't you go over that? Did not take you step by step and broke that thing in you and out of you? Did not land that in you so you will know what's what? I said, yeah, Father, yeah. But to just be living here, he said, but you okay. He said, you're going to be okay because I've given you a spirit called endurance. So he said, I told you, your eyes, you will be mad for what for what the sight of your eyes shall see, and it is 100. You be lost. And what I'm saying is, when I see Negro men up under Gentiles, or even I can call either heathens or Gentiles, either one, because what they don't understand, like I was telling you at my store. When they come in there and they be looking and want to see this and want to see that, they don't even know that the Father has already given me the discerning spirit. So when they come in, I know what they're about. I can kind of feel even when they want to start asking questions. Even when they going out, they be wanting to talk, they be wanting to ask questions. But those that come in that I feel that is sent, they come in telling me A to Z, but it's not enough for me to put any 100 trust or belief in who they are. That's still me. It's still just who I am. They can talk this, and they can say, they can know that who we are, who they are, what they done to us, and on and on. But it's a key thing that the Father has kept with me, and have not kept, but have instilled in me. Say the word and you watch. They go off like a switch. You see what I'm saying? He said it's a word that you can say that'll make everything that they just said to you fall backwards. And they'll come up a different person. Because once you're able to say that, you see, that's something that their flesh can't handle, because they don't have an answer for it. And they haven't really embraced it. You see? So it's a lot of things I can say to these Gentiles and these heathens that's coming to the store. But he was saying, you can say the word, Deborah. If you say it, you'll see them fall backwards, get back up, and be a total different person than they were before they fell backwards. Because when they was up, they was telling you from Genesis to Revelation about everything and about who Ahia is and who his real name is, and who's the true Jews. Oh, these people come total strangers. They can break it all down. But yeah, I was saying, but Deborah say that word, they would fall and come back up with a total different mindset. What is he saying? Don't trust him. Don't trust him. Don't put that type of trust in them. He means that. Don't trust that if I'm sending somebody that they believe to the utmost. They believe as long as you and him talking and agreeing on the same thing. And don't estimate because they know who you are and they know who they are and how they being toward us. Don't take that as they are to be trusted in a way where you believe they are who they are. They are who I said that they were. And when you turn away from what I say to believe that they can be more than what I said that they are, then therefore you're in for a whammy. Because I can remember when those two pastors came into the store. They both told me, yeah, we are pastors over the so-and-so church, different churches now, but they know each other. And when I went to tell them what was love, and I went to telling them things that has to do with how you treat people, they was running out the door, running out. Now they was talking good at first, but see, it's words and things you can say that'll let you know who they are, but you have to be led by the Spirit of the Most High Yah. You see, you have to be led by that Ruach HaKodesh in you that's greater, that knows how and which words to say that will cause you to fully understand who you're dealing with and what you're dealing with face to face. For an example, someone made a video, and I get sick of this individual always putting European pastors up on pedestals. And they took their page and they have a tendency of everything they put on there. And this is a Negro man, but I figured he came from the tree of Pastor Dow. So I figured the apple that fell from the tree ain't no different than the tree itself. Okay, so I can kind of understand that makes sense. At how people you can be. It's the sad thing, you can be up under people for so long to where you ain't got sense enough to see any righteous or any just or anything that is before you. You can't even see light. You can't see no pin needle of light. Your darkness is light to you. So this is what he always putting them up there. And I sent him a message and I said, okay, it is not time for us to be up under the Gentiles because you won't find it, y'all, nowhere. So why are you going back? That's why I was saying a lot of our men is going back to the vomit instead of teaching from what Ahia is giving them or reading and studying and wait on the Ruach HaKodesh. They bypassing all of this. They just find it on YouTube and all these videos, finding videos where Europeans are talking and giving us the answer to any and everything. That's what they're doing now. And I'm saying these ain't the same ones that was hooping and hollering, talking, or the Gentiles this, the heathen this, the Gentile. I'm serious, the Hebrew so-called Israelite movement. Now it's like they're going back to the vomit itself. So I'm like saying, are we in a time, Father, that we need to be hearing? And then he say, you need to go and hear the individual in which he says is teaching, in which he feels that he can keep boosting these two guys up, these two Gentiles. You need to hear them. And I say, you know what? At first I said, well, wait a minute. If I hear them, then I hear them. But already in me knew that that is not the direction y'all want us to go in. And I'm going to tell you why. So I'm like, okay, let me hear them. And you all, let me tell you something. These are Hebrew, I ain't gonna say, these are Negroes up under these heathens, these Gentiles. And I'm like listening to them teach and preach, totally quoting every verse out of order. No spirit and truth, no righteousness in what they're saying. I'm like trying to do what a lot of Gentiles and heathens do, justify that they ain't done nothing. It's on it, whatever their forefathers has done, it does not apply to them. And a higher is love, and the love is for all nation. So he don't have no color, no nothing. See how they put him colorblind? You see what I'm saying? They make him colorblind. Even the Negroes make him colorblind because Yah is not a Negro. He is a light. He is a spirit. And they even put him under the category that he's a Negro. See how sick? But yet they keep running back to the vomit and to the Gentiles and the heathens, and it's confusing me. So when he told me to listen to him, I said, listen to him. When I didn't even go halfway. I said, Father, everything he's saying is wrong. I don't even need the Bible and know that he's saying what he's saying is out of order. It's that same spirit of those Gentiles and heathens toward us as a people, trying to prove that Yah is love and that there's no color. You see? That, oh, it's no color now, but y'all have 400 years treated us less than animals. You see? And there was a color then. We couldn't get into drink water. We couldn't get into schools. We couldn't get into restaurants. Why was it a color then? And then you come today and deny yesterday, but say it's no color today. Come on now, y'all. Come on here. And I was just listening. I said, Father. And that's where I got a good feeling. When I saw that, now I'm tell you something. You're going to say, well, why would you be having that good feeling, Deborah? It's because it cleared up what Ahia was saying. Deborah, it ain't going to change. It is what it is. You see, no matter if they want to sit up under Gentiles and heathen, let them sit. That's where they at anyway, in their mind. And then he says, go to Deuteronomy 28. That's what he said. That's what Ahia said to me. He said, you go. He didn't say nothing. He said, you go to Deuteronomy 28. And I said, oh, shoot, I'm going to get a whooping now. I know I'm going to get beat down now. He finna beat me down because I know he went through this here. But he stuck me real good, child. Y'all stuck me real good. He said, when you get to Deuteronomy 28, you're going to notice it's something. Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Ezekiel have said already. So I'm going to take you back to Deuteronomy to make you swallow it again. So he took me to Deuteronomy 48. So in Deuteronomy 28 and 48, it says, therefore shall thou serve thy enemies, which Ahia shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. That's why our men sit under the heathens and the Gentiles for their teaching. Watch what he said. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon their neck. They got a yoke of iron on their neck, Deborah, so they can't do no better than what they're doing. Because in them, they believe that the Gentiles has a better teaching that can teach them. In such a midnight hour as this, after you have tasted a little of the Hebrew Israelite movement, you have sat under. When those individuals were sitting under dials, They didn't understand the reason why Dowles had those them Gentiles there is for this, and the labor in which they had trades for. You see, that was really what all that was about, and to keep him protected. Because one thing about a city and a state, if they can find some of them on your land, guess what? They ain't gonna bother you. Not have one. Not have one. I learned that when I was 16. No matter where you go, if you at a workplace and it's not nobody but all Negroes, they're gonna give you hell. Supervisor, everybody. They're gonna give y'all hell as workers. Put two Gentiles in there. They're gonna have to think seconds before they start doing things, because you can also say when you got something to go up against what they're doing because they're not doing it to them. I learned that when I was 16, because I learned it. It wasn't applied to me, but I learned that as long as you have Gentiles and heathens in the midst, they can't do you as worse as they would if it was just you. That's why when there's a whole lot of Negroes there, they put a Negro to be the slave master whip, always writing you up. They always get them to do their dirty work against their own people, because it's known that that's what they have always done. So with here, Ahia is showing me, Deborah, do you see that iron? In verse 48, he said, do you see that yoke of iron upon the neck? Do you see that? I said, yeah, that's deep, Father. And what does it say? Until he have destroyed thee. So these men, these here Negro men ain't coming up from under these Gentiles in any shape, form, or fashion. That's why you see them having the strength to destroy their own nation. They're not going to come over here and destroy those that has been destroying them. They got a yoke of iron around their neck. You see, they could come to this, take from their community that don't have any, rob their community, sell drugs in their community, kill their own people, destroy their own property, just make their whole block and their whole city look like chaos. Let them drop some heathens in there, some Gentiles in that community. You see the difference. You'll see the difference in how they try to make it right a little bit. It's not like a great, but when you're speaking of, when Sister Deborah looking from the outside in and from the inside out, hallelujah, I like that, from the inside out, because I'm not a dead prophet. I'm a prophet. I'm a living one. So I'm in there, you see? So when you seeing it like that and you trying to see, well, why is it a Negro man would try to open up a page on YouTube to stare everybody to Europe, to Europeans, I say heathens and Gentiles? Why are you directing your people to them? And what for? And this is what he was telling me before I got on here. He said, say for instance, the nation against the nation. I had just heard from someone, they told me look on there and see a video. I haven't gotten a chance, but they was telling me that, do you see what's also going down in different states? They're not allowing Black people to go over to different areas at a certain time of night. I said, I'm not with all that. That's crazy. But that nation going against nation, it's going to be heathens against heathens, Gentiles against Gentiles, and they're going to be going against each other. When us, we've been going against each other since the beginning of time. So that's why it's so normal for you all to see all of us killing each other by great numbers, and you don't recognize that it's in large numbers now. But they can't recognize it because we've been doing it, and it's been okay. We can kill each other. We can destroy our community. We can bring drugs into our community and do whatever. We don't care about nothing. Okay? But let a cop kill somebody that robbed the bank. Oh, he killed us, and he just got in there. The young man just went in the bank and robbed somebody. But you can you can disagree with the cop shooting him for robbing the bank, but you can't disagree with your own people. So that shows me back to what he was saying. So it's right here. It's saying And 48, therefore shall thou serve thy enemies. See, they serving the enemy. That's why they up under them teaching. That's why they feel. And guess who it is? You all, I want to tell you something. When Yah is speaking out and using this book, he's talking to the men, y'all. So all this discipline, why did you think he said 4 fathers and not 4 mothers? Why do you everything he's saying to me? It's because that's who he's targeting. Because they're supposed to be the women's supposed to be the weaker link in one area, but she is really the strong link in holding a family together. He is the weaker link of any and everything under the mighty hand of the Gentiles and the heathens. And what they thinking is, first thing they try, this is another escape. This is another scapegoat to me. He loves us all, and we are all colors. We're all the same, and we are all colors. One thing they don't understand, right there, that cut into Sister Deborah right there. You know why it cuts into me? Because this is what it is. In Yah, he ain't seeing it like we're seeing it. Because before heaven and earth was created, when he made everything come, he gave you his image. And they so, I won't say stupid. I don't want to say ignorant, because to me, that's the easiest, simplest way to put something. And that ain't strong enough for what the mindset is today. We all have a spirit that's likened to the image of Yah. Okay? That's what we have. He don't see colors, but he see our image. And don't estimate he don't know the image in which he has called to be his children. And any others wants to be grafted in have to have that spirit connection to the image of Ahia. You see? And that spirit connection don't give you the right to say you are coming to the knowledge who the branches are, and you want to be grafted in, but instead you're boasting. You're putting yourself there where you don't belong. You should be, once you are grafted in, you should be telling the children to work with the children. Instead, you say, you all come under me. You're being added, and you're coming and saying to the branches, now you all have to come up under me. Hear what I said, because Ahia is talking to me, the one that's grafted in. It is not as a prophetess in the wilderness and taught from the wilderness. It is not the Father's will. And I'm talking the righteous will, y'all. The unrighteous will, you're going to find all kind of things he's allowing. But the righteous will for a Gentile nor heathen to be teaching us anything that connects us to our own Father. To our own Father. You are a foster child. You don't know our Father like we do. You see what I'm saying? You've been adopted. You've been grafted in. So you don't know. You see? Instead, the branches is running to the foster child so the foster child can tell us about our Father. And if y'all don't see that being sick, I don't know what is. They don't, and it's the level of the mindset again of how destroyed our Negro men really are. And when you can find that in this midnight hour, where what he say? False prophets, false teachers. You see what I'm saying? Letting you know how dark and evil. This is the time of the evil and wicked and evil in which Yah has created for this day. And then you're going to come up and let the foster children that say that they are grafted in teach you. It ain't going to be in there. Even though he said in Deuteronomy 28 and 48, the reason why that's happening, that's for those who still lost here. They're totally lost. They're still they're going to the Gentiles as slaves. You see, they want they oppressor, their slave master to teach us. Give us a book and teach us and let us sit up under you, and we'll send you tithes and offering. From now on, you is our teacher. Not so, said the Most High. It's enough. It's enough that they have. I have given them the yoke of iron around your neck. But for you to think that you are awakened or you have any light in you, you wouldn't be going running and setting your tail up under the heathens. So if you up under the heathens and Gentiles to be taught, to be ministered to about your own Father, then you there in darkness and refuse to see the light. So I thank the Most High for that, giving me 48 of Deuteronomy 28 and 48, because it was a form of comfort, but yet a chastising, because he's running me right back to what he already given me. These things need be, Deborah. So if you see them doing that, and the reason why you see it, go back to what I've already told you, what I've already shown you, what I already revealed to you. That's why they running back, because it's a lot of y'all don't pay any attention to it, but it's off the chain how they're running back to the Gentiles for teaching. Now, when I say teaching, they already got a yoke on your neck. And if you are found in a higher, that yoke around your neck has been broken through the Ruach HaKodesh. You see, through the power of Yah. You can't put no yoke around Yah's neck. And the yoke that they have around us is in our natural. You see what I'm saying? But when the Ruach comes, even that is broken. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And if your yoke around your neck is still there, it's still there to destroy you, because you ain't going to see no light the whole time you live it. I don't care how you think you got the talent, you think you got the ability to learn, think you got the ability to teach somebody. You need to get yourself somewhere and sit down. Anytime you feel that the Gentiles and the heathens need to teach you the rest of these years in this midnight hour, then you are lost for sure. For sure. You see? So you're lost because Yah, when he brings his Ruach HaKodesh and he abide in you and you in him, the only way they can have a yoke around your neck if Yah is not in the midst of you. And if you think for 1 minute that Yah has called you in these last evil days to go up under the one that he has allowed to be the greatest evil in your midst, you sick. And that's what bothers me as well about our Negro men. They walk around here and they get even a heathen, a Gentile or a woman, or I call them even the heathens, because they getting you for what you can give them temporarily. They're not going to put these men on the same level they're going to put their men. You see what I'm saying? That's why as soon as the Negroes start making money, and they got money in the heathens and the Gentiles, women see that they got money, they run after them. You see? And you know that's all they getting. That's all they're really running after. That's all they see in you. Because if you didn't have that, that's what you got to think. If I didn't have this, will or would they have come my way? No. So anybody that's out there that got the wealth and thinking, well, I got this because I'm so handsome, I'm so intelligent, I'm so good, I'm so, anything, that's a lie. It's you so a fool. And that's why they got you. Because the heart is still there. And that's what he was telling me. If they come into your store and they say something, it's certain things you already know you can say that show you exactly, truly, the core of who they are. Because there are some things that you can say that throw them all the way off, throw them. I know I can, that throw them all off. And see, the thing about it is, long as you talking at their level, they're good. Come up out of their level and go a little higher. And you see, Y'all said they'll fall flat up, get up and walk out, because see, they couldn't handle it. See, the truth be told is that they come, like they say, when, okay, Deborah, why does black people always use the race card? The race card don't work, y'all. The race card do not work. And this is what I was saying to them. Who cares if they use the race card? It never works with you all. It's so deep in you all and rooted, even the race card don't work. And you all able to even recognize the race card and any other card that they use. No matter what card they pull out, you're going to still feel the way that you feel. But Deborah, I always love black people. I get along with them. Yeah, but yeah, you get along with them. The reason why you can't be what you're trying to claim that you are toward black people is because you have an issue with the things that they choose to do, even using the race card. They should be able to use the race card every day. It don't work. But at least they try to use it. It's like going to the store and using the credit card and you ain't got no money on it. But at least, you're going to see if it works. Why is it they can't use the race card? If you can't see all the things that has been done to black people in this country, and you ain't done no history, or say you ain't seen what's going on, that's you. You are loaded with racism. It's in you. It's there to stay. It ain't going nowhere. Because even though you say you like black people, I came up in their community. That's one thing. Let's say, for instance, let's say this here. This is what I was thinking of, and I felt it was me thinking this. When this nation against nation come along, you would never get a Gentile man come on the front line for the black people. Now, understand what I mean? If you're saying you representing a higher, I ain't talking about a march. You see what I'm saying? If you're representing what you say, spirit and truth and righteousness and just, and who a higher stand for, come on from behind YouTube. Come on from behind. You want to teach the blacks or you want to teach the Negroes? Come on from behind there. Let the world see who you are trying to teach us. They won't do it. They won't do it. They will cross you out in the days to come and never have anything to do with you. When that nation go up against nation in Matthew 24:7, they will shoot out from away from you and never say another word. They stand their ground when it comes to you and their race. Even those that are married, when that nation against nation and things start to kick up, you think they're going to be grabbing their mixed kids and their wife as a Negro wife? No way, Hosea. No. They're not going to do it. Been with you 40, 50 years. When that time comes, it's time to swoop the coop. That's where you hear where it says you're going to have people going back to their land. I don't know if it said land going back to their home or whatever. That's exactly those who can't go back to their home. Guess what they're going to go back to? Their people. Where they at? You see what I'm saying? So this here shows you, and that leaves the children going just to and fro. So we can't afford to. We are liars when we try to make it. Someone's trying to make it about white and black. Sister Deborah, see, that's the good thing about me. No, I'm not caught up in the white and black, because when he taught me it was the light. He is a light. He is a spirit. So he's not white and he's not black. He is a spirit, a light. Okay? So when they talking about white and black and that we need to understand that it's all colors, let me tell you something. You see how Ahia said in the word, when that time comes, when he's taking the children through the out of this country, from the not just this country, from the four corners, someone is going to meet up with them, and it's going to be Gentiles, which is strangers, which we always had in time past. But the strangers never boast up against the branches. They fit in where they were needed. Okay. In this day and time, if you think from 1 minute without that mighty right hand holding up, it's no way the Gentiles gonna be just fitting in to who we are and who they are in a higher as one. No, no, no. I sat back and he said, now you need to go and listen to the one they putting on the pastor. And I went to listen to the both of them. And I was like, Father, how can a Negro man sit up under this, not follow the book and what this individual is teaching? If this book, if the Bible was saying, and you go up, this Gentile is saying you can go up or down, because down is like up and up is like down. That's how far off they were teaching. And I'm like saying, and you Negroes sitting your tail under this man and talking about you going to send your ties to him. Because it's that yoke that is around our men neck, and how they just locked in, y'all. They just locked in. And that's why I was having a problem with how is it that they can do their brothers wrong, but bow down to the Gentiles and the heathens like this here. They get in front of them. They would take out, they would fire everybody on their workplace if the heathen told them. If they was working with somebody, if they work with these here Negroes for 20 years and they put him in a position and he decided, they called him to be a manager. When they put you in there to be a manager, they could putting you in there to do the dirty work. That's it, baby. It ain't that you all that in some. Anytime they put you over your ones, it's because they want you to clean up for them, to do their dirty work, so they can hide behind the wall, tell you what all to do. And you going out there thinking you Big Daddy King, and I'm going to fire this one. I'm going to write this one up. I'm going to get rid of this one and get rid of that one. And you've been working with them for 20 years. It don't matter. Negro's mindset is just that gone. So I understand, and I thank him for bringing me that route of understanding Deuteronomy 28, because it's actually saying until they are destroyed. They have to be destroyed before Yah comes to deliver them. And it makes sense. It makes so much sense, because if they weren't destroyed to a certain degree, they'll be sitting fighting with Yah. He started trying to pull them out of this Babylon, and they'll be sitting here fighting with him. They'll be fighting with them. We ain't going. They love us here. Negro men, I'm talking about y'all. Because the key to it is, when he said he would bring back the father to the children and the children to the father, they missed that too. Everything has been missed in this book because they are so connected to being in captivity, and their mindset can't see any light. You see? So therefore, the book is here. You know how they said they wouldn't give us a Bible, they didn't let us read, and y'all would say today, well, what's the problem today? What's the problem? See, it never was a problem, y'all. It was us as a people never wanting to be nothing but stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient. We never wanted to obey a higher. Even in the 400 years, we didn't search. We didn't thirst for him. We didn't desire him. We didn't yearn for him. So we got so submitted to the oppressor and the Gentiles and the heathens that we fail to realize the Gentiles, that the strangers, which is the Gentiles, were lifted higher than we were in this oppressive time period. You see? Now, if they were, why hadn't they connected to us in any pleasant way? Because they was like unto the heathens. They could care less. That's how they have right today. You couldn't go into one church, not one Gentile church, and say anything about who a higher is. You go there trying to change the name. You go there, if you go there and start just worshiping or doing anything out of their order, you in big trouble. That's the Gentiles now. So what makes you think the Gentiles can come and dictate you? Now he's the oppressor. See, his job is to oppress you, the heathens and the Gentiles. People don't understand the Gentiles is connected into that because they didn't speak anything any different than the heathens. Nor the heathens speak anything that the Gentiles is doing or saying. When it all said and done, you take this word away. If you take this book away, guess what? They'll be on one accord. Gentiles and the heathen, and heathens and the Gentiles. And they would cross you up and down and destroy you continually, even if it wasn't this book. So it just overwhelmed. And a lot of people say, well, he loves. Yes, he does. I would love if I gave everybody my image. I love them too. In a sense, I gave them a part of me. So that's what that love is what I gave. I gave you my image. That's the part. So what do you mean? Should I hate you because I gave you a part of my image? No. But you're going to have to come through the same door everybody else got to come to get back to me. And don't think that I ain't got a book already wrote out for who's coming in and who's not. We're down here trying to, this is the part. We're down here trying to make them more to Yah than we're able to make ourselves. Isn't that sad? We're trying to get them to follow under a movement. And we ain't even under it. You see? We ain't even united. But you're trying to take the people to go up under a Gentile teaching. It makes sense when he showed me Deuteronomy 28, because it shows you this need be. This is not going anywhere. You know, the Father sees this, he behold it, and Deborah, there's nothing you can do about it. They're going to continue. I keep trying to tell you, these so-called Hebrew Israelites, totally gone. Because I couldn't see how. But I said, then and again, I said, that's why they keep going back to the vomit. That's why they keep going back to the heathens and the Gentiles. They're going back to them. Now, nation against nation, you ain't going to see them Gentiles coming to support you. You ain't going to see them Gentiles in this country helping you. You ain't going to see it. You ain't going to see them support right here today. Right here today. They can stand there before Sister Deborah and they can talk about, I'm not racist. And I learned that my grandparents taught us to treat everybody like we want to treat. But you can say 2 or 3 words and it'll make them look like, oh, no. Yeah, because it shows up. And that's why I went on and I listened to the 2 that this individual keep referring Negroes to. And I said, yeah, he's the apple that fell from one tree that was already rotten. So that's about right. He's still rotten from the ground. You know, he ain't got sense enough to see anything else but what was on the ground. And that's why he's joining another tree, which is the Gentiles tree. The Gentiles the Gentiles cannot teach you and tell you no spirit and truth. They can't. Yes, they can say some things that's right, but they can't give you the fullness. And I sat and listened to him for about 25 minutes. I said, Father, everything he's saying, why is it they can't grip it? He said, that's how far gone they are, Deborah. That they rather sit up under the Gentiles. And the Gentiles ain't even been called nor appointed by me, but they rather sit up under the Gentiles. That's how the church is. They rather sit up under those who've been telling them Jesus Christ. You know, they rather sit up under all of that. With me, I really don't have anything against the word Jesus Christ. Let me tell you why. Because I know that he is a what? He's a spirit. He's a spirit. Okay? So when you know who he is, because when I went into the closet, all these years I've been going in the closet, I end up on one word I understand. All other stuff that's I'm saying in the closet, I don't understand, but one word is a higher. And then when he told me, that's my name, Deborah. So he even wanted me to say tonight, if you go into the closet and begin to pray to the Most High or higher, shut your mouth and let the tongue, his spirit, take over your tongue. And if you leave out of there not knowing the name, one thing out, one name gonna come out of your mouth. You ain't gonna know how to say it, but it's gonna come out of your mouth while you in there. And when you leave out, that's the only name you're gonna remember. That is the name you shall remember. So understand that is the name. So if he wants you to know his name, he will give it to you. But it's between him. It ain't even between you and him. It's between him. When you go in that closet, you have to thirst to know what is spirit and truth. And you go in that closet, you come out of that closet, you be like, that girl wasn't kidding, was she? Because he will give it to you. There will he give you what is spirit and truth. And if he know in you that you are thirsting and you really desire to know him, oh, he'll give you his name with no problem. With no problem. And you come out there saying, because I came out and I used to always wonder, what is a higher? What is a higher? And this one man in Africa, he had started a YouTube page from his house. And he's like lived in the woods with his family and his kids. And he was the only one that touched base with me. And he said, when you look it up, you'll see. He said, a higher is I am. I said, why is it that they know not that is given unto, you would think, all the Hebrew Israelite, you would think. I said, they say they know his name. They know the name, and the name should this, and the name is that. He said, it is, I am, is a higher. So all that time, I've been calling on his name, not knowing that is the name. Many can't call on that name because he hasn't given it to them to call on. You see, that's why they're still using the name that pleases them. But if you go into that closet and you end up speaking in unknown tongues, the only words you're going to come out with is a higher and higher. That's it. That's going to be on your tongue. And it's for years have I done it like that. And I never knew that was it. But that just shows you it's never too late for him to give you what he wants you to have of himself. Anybody in the live chat has any questions? Shalom. Wonderful. Read Deuteronomy 28. Oh, that's good. It's really good. You got to stop listening to them, because don't forget, how can you listen to those who have you in captivity and got their neck, they foot on your neck, but yet they teaching you. And what a lot of our men don't understand, the Gentiles will walk side by side by the heathens before they walk by you. That's why when he take us out of here, the only way they gonna join with us, because he are gonna have those, and ain't gonna be nowhere near this country, y'all. Those are going to be out where he has gathered them, and they're gonna join us when we about to walk into the promised land, and they're gonna pick up our children and help us carry everything and help us throughout that end part of that journey. But how they gonna do it? He said he's gonna raise his hand. There go that power. You know how he raised it? That's how he parted the sea when we walked through it. You see? So that's how he's going to do it. But those Gentiles are those that he has already orchestrated to be grafted and help us, and allowing them to go to the promised land with us. You think it's going to be in this country? Come on now. You know why it ain't going to be in this country and from this country? Want me to tell you why? It's because as long as they with you and they can get you to only hear them, they fine. Oh, they can preach you. You can go to their church. You can be up under them. They smile and everything, but cross them out by telling them spirit and truth. You like a man hanging from a tree. That's how they rumble. I sat back and I said, Father, why is it as long as I keep my mouth closed, they love you. But the moment you open up and say something, they believe that you're not allowed to speak. You are not a human to speak. I'm talking Gentiles and heathens. I know we want to make the Gentiles grafted in. You can't graft no Gentile in on your own. And that's another thing. We need to stop thinking that we can do what the mighty hand of Yah has already done. He knows who he got grafted in. Those that he got grafted in, they stand on the mountaintop and proclaim that things are done wrong to these people, and y'all continue to do it. You can't get on YouTube and have a page talking about you preaching to us. And because you know the weakness of Negroes. So you say, okay, I'm your pastor this, and we running up under you, a Gentile, because we weak here. We fell from a tree that was weak here, and we're weak here, and we're running under you as a Gentile to teach us what? Do you all understand? Nation against nation. That means there's going to be war here, y'all. You see if them Gentile teachers going to want to teach you then. No, they ain't. See if they want to have anything to do with you. No, they won't. Y'all gave them 400 years. I got an important, hold on, you guys. Hello? Yeah? No, we don't. Are you at home? You're not here. Crystal, go back to that text you gave me. You said tomorrow. When I got the text, I just saw it today. Do you see me text you today? Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, what rank? No, he don't have a phone. So, are you at the airport or at their house? Okay, when Charles will be there, you want to grab the car? I know it, but I don't know where he's at. Okay, Crystal, let me call you right back. Let me call you right back. Charles already got the car. Why is she doing that? Okay then. Okay then. All right. Let me call you right back. Okay. My daughter, I received her text today that she'll be home today at 7:09 at the airport. Hold up. I'm sorry. Hello. Well, I'm sorry, you guys. She needed her ride from the airport, and okay, I'm so sorry. Okay, now where are we? Let's see what you are. So, here we go. So we pray with our mouth and in your head. Yeah, you begin to pray. You can start off with your. That's a good question because that's how I am. That's a really good question. So we pray with our mouth because when I go in with my mouth singing, I need thee every hour. I need thee. Oh, bless me now, my Savior. I come to thee. And then I go back into it. Oh, I need thee every hour. I need thee. And that will bless me now, my Savior. And that's just where it's at. I come to thee. And there it go, y'all. Woo! And don't let me repeat it. I need thee. I be just humming to the Father. I need thee every hour. I need thee. Then I begin to say to him, whoa, bless me now. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. My Savior. This is it here, right here. I come to thee. That right there, y'all, take me straight into his throne. I'll be gone, y'all. That's it. You lose me then. Then all flesh got to stand down. I can say that, hum that 3 steps. And that's when no voice has to be said. Nothing. It's just, so when he says, should we pray with our mouth or with our head? When with me, that's a good question, because sometimes I go in there and all I do is hum that melody and he meet me where I'm at. Hallelujah. Because once I hit that last note, I come to thee. I don't want nothing else. Flesh stand down and anything else. I'm coming to your throne, Father, y'all. And then that's where I go into, Father, I come to you, because I want the flesh to understand. I come to you in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, the HaMashiach that'll usher me to your throne. And that's it. Then I begin to just sit and just think of his goodness and just be thinking of him and who he is. And that's when he take me into a different tongue that I know not of. That's why I know speaking in tongue is so important, because there's different tongues, y'all. Because this is a secret tongue. And that tongue is when he's speaking to you one-on-one in secret. That's the holy tongue. That's where you can go to his throne. And then there's a tongue in the sanctuary or in the church. It's the same tongue, but it's a tongue where he said, I'm going to send from heaven and interpret it, so that the interpreter can tell them what this individual is saying. And when you finish hearing this individual based on what the interpreter is saying, guess what it is? It's words in a different tongue, but it's praising and giving glory and honor to Ahaya in the church. You see? And what did he say? When praises goes up, I'm bringing down blessings. And that's true. But what did they do? They did away with the tongue. You see? They figured we don't need that gift. We don't need nothing like that. So it takes away from the gifts that he has given. You see? Why would he send a tongue and not in among people and not send an interpreter? When the interpreter tells them what the individual is saying, it blessed the whole church. Ain't that sad, y'all? It blessed the whole church. You hear me? It blessed the whole church. Why? Because he said, when them praises come up to me, blessings come down. But when you come into this place, it's a lot ain't gonna know what's going on. But those who ain't gonna know what's going on, they gonna get blessed too, Deborah. I said, well, okay. How they gonna get blessed? Because when the interpreter tell you what the words are being said, the blessings come down. You see what I'm saying? They don't understand that. And when you get into a church and say, for instance, you got 10 people speaking in tongues, you know what? The reason why I never knew that when you in a church or in a sanctuary, you hear them tongues, you got to make sure, not you ain't got to make sure, if y'all didn't call you to be an interpreter, you need to sit your tail down, because that's what Paul was saying. I'd rather speak in the tongue in which I know of. When I can stand on top of Paul's head, because I said, Paul, that's what you can do. But me, I got the gift of interpreting so I can understand the tongues. Then the Father taught me as a young girl that there was 3 tongues. I said, well, where them 3 tongues coming from? Then he began to tell me and teach me what they were. So he said, when you go into the sanctuary, you're going to be able to identify the tongues just coming up to me and giving me praise versus the flesh tongue, and versus Satan tongue, who tries to imitate everything that I do. So I'm going to teach you the 3. So when you know when the Holy Spirit tongue comes, don't get them confused, because you're going to know it's jibber jabber. And you don't hear one that's in emotions and speaking in tongue. Then you're going to hear one that's tripping over what they say. That's Satan. Okay? But you're going to hear this one tongue sending me praises, and you're going to know who I am. I said, yes. But see, when you go there, and these things are there because everybody but want to be boosted and uplifted and praised and worship and want you to treat them like they're all that and that. They don't want no one to be able to interpret it. Why, y'all? Do anybody know why they don't want you to interpret the tongues? Why they don't allow why did they cancel out the tongues? Y'all said that the tongues would cease, but he mean that it will cease out of the places in which it rests therein because of the hearts of man. They don't want nothing that has to do with Yah. So what is it that they traded over? Praise dancing. They brought you some dancers in. Praise worship that has no tongue to it. You see? They took spiritual out and they put flesh in. That's why Sister Deborah don't talk about nobody's Christian churches, because what's going on today is a lot of hell up in them churches. But Sister Deborah is a living witness on how Ahia taught me what he taught me sitting up in the Christian church. And that's why a lot of our Hebrew leaders can't take heed to the fact that some things that was in them Christian churches was anointed and appointed by Yah. And we all sit and we deny because it's a place we ran from. And we don't understand when Yah ordered your steps, he ordered you from one level to the next. So where you ran from is still where he ordered you to start. You see? So I give him all praise and glory for my whole mission, you know, and how he took me from one step to next step, next step, next step. But I can tell you one thing, he never made me come down a step. But I tell you what he did do. You sit your butt on that steps until you get it right. And then when you get it right, you go to the next one. But you're going to sit there. And it's going to route you again and again and again and again. Once I learned that in life, you keep routing situations because you didn't get it when he gave it to you. He set you on that step in hope that you would get it, and you didn't. So he routes you back that same route. And you want to, well, wait a minute, I didn't go and do this. Oh, no. That's because you ain't moved to the next level. And if the next level is not a level where you all that and some, nobody's level is higher than nobody's level. That's why he called it the body of Hamashiach, which is the body of Christ. Meaning one can't say I'm stronger than you or I'm better than you are. He ain't all about all that. You know, he's about us just finding out where we stand with him. And after you find out where you stand with him and he stand with you, guess what he said? You can go anywhere in the world. You can be whatever you want to be because you wanted to know who I am. And you put me first to find out who you are. So I tell you what, I see your way through this journey. In this race, you're going to run it to the end. You see? But people don't get that one. They don't get it. I don't know why. They just don't. I do know why, but that's just a word I say. They had snakes. When see in the church, in the churches where I were giving, were able to practice the gifts that was embedded in me since I was a little girl. I could know what they're going to speak about, what they're going to teach about, what people were thinking in front of me, on the side of me. So all the gift that he had put in me, he took me to the Christian church to master them. So I can't say nothing. I can't, I can't, I'm not going to look at the steps that he has ordered and only see negative. That's why I'm on that same, that's why you're going to remain on that same step. You're going to remain on the same step because you got to understand every step that he ordered, you're supposed to get something out of it. You're supposed to get the negative and the positive. Next step, negative and the positive. Next step. But if you can only see the negative and never gave the positive can be, this is where Yah has had me just to get me to the next step. That's the positive in itself. That's one, but that's the positive in itself. If he said, I have ordered your steps in your life, and those steps weren't ordered when you was born or when you was in your mother's womb. These steps were ordered before the foundation of the world. See, when we get into understanding the power of who he is, it's not surrounding who we want to be, who we think we are. He is who he is, even if we ain't nothing. If Sister Deborah is on the streets and homeless, drugged out, so what? He's still going to be who he is. You see what I'm saying? So it's not too wise to think that all of our steps, we done so much wrong to people. We have done so much stealing and crookedness and wickedness and evil. But guess what? Once you have mastered that it was and was not right and was not just, he moved you to the next step. But when you sit and justify that, oh, ain't nothing wrong with it. Oh, my days, I did real good and I did and I did. Well, the steps that he has ordered is vain and vast. You can't even recognize them. That's why he said the steps of a good man has been ordered, because those who are able to recognize that, wait a minute, these are steps. And who comes after your steps? Anybody know? Who comes after your steps? Who comes after your steps? Who comes after your steps when they have been ordered by a higher? Who comes after them steps? So if you see somebody, you wonder why David killed that man for his wife, and you wonder why Moses killed what he saw them do, and just everybody who Yah has used, not being all that and some. What do you think they were to him? He caused them to move to the next level. Why? And what caused them to do the things that they did that was wicked like that? In the beginning, it tells you about the serpent, the heel. You cannot take a step without your heel. You didn't know that, did you? You can't. So the serpent is always at the steps that Yah has ordered in your life. At each time you have mastered the steps, you crush the serpent's head. Next step, you move up. Oh, he coming after that next step. So what? You went to prison. So what? You used to be a prostitute. So what? So what? So what? Each time you go to the next step, you crush the serpent head. Because he's trying to stop your plan up the steps. Because he knows that the Father has ordered your steps. You see? So he's after your heel. And you crushing his head every time you go up the steps. Bam, bam. That's how those seeds that came through as holy seeds of the Most High, higher from heaven. Okay? That's how their whole life was. And then you sit back and you say, I wonder, how did they have to? Have you ever thought how David fought armies and seen dead, killing dead all his life? All his life. How could he even have buried all that, blood and shed, cut off heads and fighting for this and fighting? Well, you see, steps that has been ordered. And each step that he made, bam, he had to crush his heel. his heel, the Satan was after. And every time, each heel, time he crushing this serpent, he's bruising his heel. But it wasn't stopping him. Why? Because he's crushing the serpent head with his heel. But he keep on moving up and keep on moving up in a higher for the steps that Yah has ordered. That's our lives. We don't know it, but that's our lives. We constantly crushing the serpent's head. Every time we get out of a situation or Yah bring us out victorious of a situation he thought he had us trapped in. No, you can't. They can't do that. They can't do that. And I sit back even at my life and I said, boy, I wished I had a different kind of life. But then I thought about, I was in the mirror today saying that. I thought about how he has ordered my steps exactly where it's at, was, and where it is today. You know, and I can't complain. Even though I'm sitting now in the midst of what I know that's coming, yet and all, I thank him for the steps in which he has ordered in my life. Now, do I want to go back? No. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. I just want to go forward because all I can see now is the New Jerusalem. I don't want to go back, y'all. I don't want to go back. At right hand, thank you. So out of your Deuteronomy 28, were you able to get the end game? And if you're not, that's still fine. It's something that the Spirit of the Most High would reveal in due season. Thank the Most High to order my steps even up to today. Yeah, because isn't it a lot of things that you all have done in life that you do not like? And sometimes you at nighttime or when you wake up in the morning, you think about, I did this back in the days. I hate that I went that route, or I hate that I did this. I didn't like how I did this. Have not you all felt that in your life? I mean, with me all the time. All the time. And I think about in how each thing that I was in, he was always there with me. That's it. Keep forward. But did you know the strength of what was in the back has brought you forward? That which was backwards is what brought you forward. A lot of people say, when I don't want to remember nothing I used to do, but that's what y'all say, through your testimonies. See, your testimony is what you went through. That is what has taken you to the next level. Because you went through it as if there was an outer side and you came out on the other side. But can you tell somebody something? It's just like, why would you hire people who got a degree to work with drug addicts or work with all different type of situation, and they have not lived that life or experienced that life? It takes somebody who have a testimony in that setting. You see what I'm saying? So when you have that testimony, that's how you can bless others. But without your testimony, you ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing. You can't tell nobody nothing. And your testimonies ain't there to bring you down. It's to show you how far you've come and why you were you at. That's the good thing about knowing your testimonies, because your testimonies is coming to heal others. And through your testimony, it is going to bless others, and it's going to heal others to say, oh, you had to do that. You went through that. Oh, you did that. Okay. I can run on now. See, a lot of people don't want that part of their lives. They want to just step into today and keep forward. But then to step into today and keep forward, then you can't feed nobody nothing. But what is forward? Because that's the only way you're going. Because even in my life, I was telling you at 4, I mean, I couldn't read a lick, but you saw me grabbing that book. And you know what? The strangest thing, I was talking to the Most High at that age because I knew he exists, and I would go down in the bathroom. Not in the bathroom, in the basement. I always used the basement when I talked to him. Why? That's crazy. Okay. In the end, yeah, that's good. Mhm. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good that you got it. You did get that part of it. Yeah. And like the bondage in the end. And that's where we were and is, the 400 years. But also, the next time you go in it, you go back in it and you start at Deuteronomy 28 and verse 20 and go back down where we at today. Okay. And you'll see that the end game, meaning how do the curse end? You see, we're in bondage, and that has been 400 years. But how do the curse end? That's the scary part. That's the scary part. That's good. He gives you strength to overcome a lot. That's beautiful. Good and bad times, but trumpet with his right hand. That's right. And glory. That's the thing about it. He want us to be like that. He want us to be at a level where no one can walk up to you and change the way way you think about him and the way he feel about you. And that's what's on all these platforms. We're thinking that we can go here, here, and here and get the way he feels about us and how we feel about him. We need someone to teach us and show us that. No, it's spirit and truth. It's a spiritual thing. It's a relationship with him. It's a personal relationship with him. That's the good thing about it. With all the curses and the plagues and the disease. Yep. Yep. Yeah, to their needs. That's right. But you'd be surprised what you have to give others. Oh, you'd be surprised. I do it every day. I open my store to be looking like they be just looking at me like they didn't seen something, they be like, and they be all in it trying to listen and hear. And it's just, and I do, they be paying a lot of attention to the words that I say. And me myself, I even have to make sure that I'm in the right place with Yah when I speak to people, because you don't want to give your personal opinion and your personal feelings, because women have the tendency of doing that. We want to put our feelings and our personal opinion and our emotion online. Everybody want to hear that. Nobody want to hear that. They can't hear what a higher is saying if you got all that in the way. Kick that to the curb. We don't want to hear that. But yeah, yeah. And through the bad times. That's right. Yep, that's good. Mm-hmm. And another thing, when you're talking to people, you can go into spirit and truth, but allow a higher to teach you how you can bring in parables. Okay, because even the parables can heal them and help them, you see, until they are able to be strong in Yah, or Yah make them strong to hear the word, you see. So even leaving somebody parables is a blessing, because I do that 24/24, because I'm always giving people when they can't really, and you can just about tell if they really can't get the word. So you have to be able to come to them in a form of a parable. It's very supporting to their mind frame, you know, because it's like they're getting something still spiritual, but they're getting it in a parable way that they can wake up one day and say, you know what, this person said this and this lady understand it. Bam, I got it now in the spirit. Mm-hmm. And you know, some people tell you you can't think that far back, but yes, you can. I know I can. I can go all the way back to 4, maybe even 3. Oh, you said she was. Yes, you are. A higher. Hallelujah. Yes, Father, yeah. Bless, bless, bless. Absolutely. It's in you already. It's already there. It's there. Hmm. And you know, another way you can do it is just listen to them. Just listen to what they say. And if you just listen to what they say, you can kind of master what is behind what they're saying. You can hear the cry. You see? You can hear the question they really want to answer, but they just don't know how to say it and how to put it in words. So that's what he means when he say, be quick to hear and slow to speak. Because in hearing, you can hear, you see? Because you can always hear behind hearing. It is a beautiful thing to be able to hear behind hearing. Because you can sit and listen to a person for a whole half an hour. And when they finish, you'll be able to know exactly what to say to help them in what they need, you know. Oh, see, you can remember to 4 too. Wonderful. See, I know I can. Never stirred. That's good. That's him. That's who is greater in you. That's because he living in you. Hmm. You know what? You know how you all would really laugh at me. Did you know that for many years I used to always say, Father, help me in the way I communicate with people and speak and talk. Tune my sharp, fast voice. And you know what? He said, no, I got you right where I want you. That's going to be used. It serves a purpose. Because for so long, I mean, y'all would think I'm crazy, but you know, for a good 40 years did I pray that prayer. And I wonder, well, why is it you ain't? He said, no, no, no. I don't move what I desire of you out the way. See, that's what I need. And that comes with boldness as well. Yeah. All praise to the most higher. Yes. Mhm. You're a good listener. You probably a better listener than you think. You say you're not good with words. I'm not either. That's why I don't care if I'm pronouncing it right, if I'm saying it right. All that get kicked to the curb. Long as spirit and truth is connected, nothing else matter. Oh, you talk fast? I know I talk fast. That's good. Mine's not either. That is so true. And I do want to say to you all that once you seek ye the kingdom of heavens, which I know majority of you all have, also understand that in Matthew's 24 is talking about the things that's going to take place. Okay. So it's nothing wrong with preparing. items and putting away items, but not to the point where people are making videos telling you how to do it and how much, and that you have to master what they got. You have to have what they got and what they're getting, and because there's no way. It's people who likes to be boasted. They don't understand that's what they're doing to make you feel that you don't have enough, or you need to get this, you need to get that. Be led by the Spirit. Okay, it's nothing wrong with storing away items. I would suggest like flashlights, lighters, candles, lots and lots of candles, matches, cigarette lighters as well, tissue, canned goods, water, soap, first aid items, things like that there, because what is being said all over this country, you can see what Matthew's 24 and 7 is saying: famine and pestilence in the land. Okay, and when he's saying that, let me see exactly where he's saying that. I think he did say something else that was pretty wonderful. I think I do remember him saying something else on top of 7, 24 and 7. And when he was saying that, he was warning us, these are the beginning of sorrow. Okay, so there he's saying those are the things that's going to be the next step. And it started already. It's have already started. It's been started. Okay, but the thing about it is, it's moving really fast. They're bringing the food chain. In every state, there is a food uh, plant that has been destroyed. That's enough to say, you all, it's time to make sure you have what you need. Just make sure you put it away. And I still think that when you do, don't let that be in fear, as if you don't have the higher power being your overseer, because I like the ideal of the seeds. When he told me you can eat one of those and you'll survive, it'll be a meal a day. When he told me that, I was like, Father, one package to last me a whole year. He said, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I was like, all right, that's what I'm talking about. So that way, that no matter what I have, I know that when it comes down to food, I can go back to what he revealed to me in the spirit realm, and how far as surviving anything. But I believe that doing nation shall rise against nation, whether you all know that or not, they already have prepared themselves for that step already. The Gentiles and the heathens are ready to rumble. They are 100% ready to rumble, because when you're speaking of guns and weapons and bombs, they all for that. Okay, so they are ready. They're ready when it come down to that. And I remember when I was staying in Atlanta, Georgia, and how they went into the black community and was buying guns back, and all the black people all in line to sell their gun for 50, 30, $100, not knowing or not having the mindset. And then someone told me this, and I thought it was so sad, y'all. They went on the other side of the bridge and they were selling it to the Gentiles and the heathens, the guns in which they bought from the people. And this is the part where it takes you back to spirit and truth. If your heart is not where it needs to be with a higher, you got more than food and everything else to worry about, because none of that is going to keep you. Only he himself going to see to it that he protects you and keep you, not what you have. That's another mindset you got to make. Okay, Father, I'm preparing this because of what was prophesied and what I see in the world based on your prophecy. So I prepare this, and I put this here, and I put this here. Don't forget, women, your hygiene and different other items that you're going to need, because Sister Deborah goes into the store, and what I see is what has already been prophesied. You can't see the famine. and pestilence. They're putting it in things in your food to destroy your body, okay, to bring on different diseases and different things that's actually attacking people right now. And people don't know about it because they ain't got it on CNN, NBC. They ain't got it on the news or on YouTube telling you about it. But when it all comes, not like it's coming on down the line, it's already here. But what they're going to do, they're going to throw it out there, and everybody going to be panicking, trying to figure out, when I need to get this, I need to get this. Oh, this is happening. This is happening. Along with your mask, keep all your masks, your things you put over your face. All of that should be also on your stock. Okay. So the reason why I'm saying that is this: know that a higher is the only one that's going to keep you. He don't want us to stop out of fear, stop out of him just prophesying that we need to know that these things are coming. Because from what is I think it's because we are losing it here as a people. We don't see the things that's going on. We can't see even what's in our community and how they have closed all our schools, all of our stores. They have closed, boarded up houses and community. They have brought us to the point where we can't see here nor think that, wait a minute, look at all this they doing. Only thing we can think of is to take out our own people, destroy our own people. That's the only thing. And do not unite with and hate on our own people. That's the only thing we balance on, is that. That's it. We don't balance on seeing them taking everything from us. I go into the stores, and if I see something that I know I've seen 3 days ago, and now it has doubled in price, this is where Sister Deborah is telling y'all, you're missing it, because they are racking the price up. And this is all so that what Matthew 24 and verse 7. And that is, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquake in diverse places. Now, when you start to see the famines and pestilence, know that you're going to, what does it say? And earthquakes in diverse places. And I think that means places that you would never have thought would be. There will be earthquakes. So it's going to back them up as well. It's going to back this word 100. Okay. But they are closing down in every state in this country. Not the higher power, but the wicked of the wicked in high places has already assigned one facility. At least some have two, but I heard one food facility destroyed all the way to the ground in each state already. They finna bring you down all the way, your own country. You did not tell y'all they working within. They ain't working. It ain't. We sit here caught up in Russia and China and Iran, what's that? Ukraine. And we need to be understanding what is happening next door to us, in front of us, in the back of us. We need to be focusing on the one that has that right hand that's going to be able to keep us together. You see what I'm saying? And that's why it's so important to know spirit and truth. And as part of the spirit and truth is that right hand, knowing the truth of the matter about that right hand and how I can call on it. You can't call on the right hand if you know nothing about it. Did y'all know that? You cannot call on the right hand and the stretched out arm if you don't know nothing about it. And that's what's kind of sad too, because you can't call on what you do not know. Because if you don't know, you don't believe. And if you don't believe, how you going to receive from something that you don't know nothing about? You see? So this is what Sister Deborah is really focusing on, is that we turn our full face to the things that is spirit and truth, that tells the truth of the matter of all things, especially the things that's in the dark that should come to the light. It should be in the light in this day and time, because he said that which is in the dark shall come to the light. So we're looking for the light, y'all. We're looking for the things that represents a higher all by himself, without man or woman. You see what I'm saying? That's what we're looking for. And that's what spirit and truth come to give you. It's the truth of the matter. What you see, what you hear, what you beholding, what you experience, all of that was in spirit of the bosom of Yah before it's on the earth. So you're looking for him to tell you what's the outcome and how you should rumble toward it and how you should move forward. You see, but if we like I said, another person was talking about how when they have shut off the banks. Some people in different, even in other countries, they have shut the banks off. And here in this country, in the United States, they said that they have several banks in different. I think they said one was in Detroit that has closed because of the computer, whatever. Look at all the issues. People that are walking in the light, they know what all is going on. They see all these things coming, and they don't get bent out and get into a fear or a panic. They see it coming and they take it one day at a time as a higher reveals the things right before their faces. And they just take it one day at a time. But don't move out of fear. Don't feel that you have to get what everybody else said you have to get. You and you only knows what your family needs. I would suggest that you would get 6 months to a year's supply, okay? Just to have it. After you have gotten it, that's enough, okay? Let a higher take you from there. And what you don't have, learn to use what you do have. And you know what I think? I think about, I think about the days in which Yah taught me how to do things without nothing. Oh, Father, Yah. And Sister Deborah can do some things, y'all, without nothing. You see? And I just, when I'm talking to you, I'm just thinking about that, you know, and how I thought that was such a bad thing. But now I look back at it, it's going to benefit me in the days to come, you see? And it's, I mean, you all really, it's things that he have shown me and taught me and helped me to know and learn without nothing, you see, and how to do things when things is not working for you and things, and you don't have the funds or anything, you know how to go. You have 2 backups, and that's Sister Deborah. I have a backup way for any and everything. And I look back at it as I'm speaking to you and thinking, Father, you knew, didn't you? You knew you was going to have this little old lady living in this day and time. And those things I'm telling you, it's definitely would come in handy in the days to come. If, not if, but when these issues continue, you know. I thank the Father that he's not going to allow me to get more than I need or to get things that I'm going to have to keep up and take care of because I decided to step in greed and wanted one to have more and abundantly. People don't understand, if you got a heart of self, you and yours and your family and your church, your group, your clique, and never were one that had a heart to give to others. See, a lot of people, they have done it for so long. They got in their mind, it's about me and mine. I'm saving, preparing. That's good. That's good. But throughout you, and it's you and you, it's you and yours. But in life, how many times did you give to those that was less fortunate? You couldn't find time. You was too busy getting for you and yours. And it's been years. And I ain't talking about throwing them some rice here and throwing a little fruit here. I'm talking about really out of the right heart that represents a higher. See, a lot of people don't see that. I heard this one lady, and I'll never forget it. And this happened less than 4 months ago. She was on there and she was making her video, Homeland. And it's a black lady and her husband. She was on there talking about, yeah, I'm preparing this and here, but I'm not preparing to give to nobody. I got my family, my grandkids, and my kids. I have to put away for them. And that's what I'm preparing for. Now, maybe my neighbors, but that's it. I can't prepare for everybody. I can't give. If I give to them, I got to give to my kids. It wasn't less than a few days later, that storm came and gave them hell. I mean, tore up their homeland. You see what I'm saying? See, people think that they are exempt because they got and they have this and they ready and you not. But they don't understand, ready don't mean stocking and having everything. Ready means you have to be ready here in spirit. Okay, first. That's what he means when he says, seek ye the kingdom of Yah, and all shall be added. People running around here seeking what they can prepare for themselves, okay, and theirs, and then want to throw him in the pot a little bit and stir him up. But they just don't know. In this day and time, let me set an example. You can have Sister Deborah can have everything she needs to back her up. All it takes is for one of mine to get sick. How you gonna back it up then? You see? That route can come in where they ill. You need medical care, but you can't go because when you go, they told you they're not going to serve you. Now, how you gonna your land? It's gonna make them well. Oh, all the food, first aid kit, all that can't help them, can it? Wait a minute, hold up now, hold up. I got to get him somewhere to a doctor. I got to get him somewhere. He's so sick. It's nothing. See, that's what I'm saying, y'all. It's all kind of corners that can actually bring heartache and pain. But when you have that right hand, and you know that right hand, that's what you're going to call. And whatever choice that right hand make, sit your tail down and move out and let that power be what it is. You see? Life or death, let it be what it is, as long as you know that you trust it in the power that's over everything in the heavens and everything in the earth. But if you don't know nothing about the right hand, because no one never told you, no one never said anything to you. But when you know about the right hand, you're going straight to the core. You're going straight to the one, the power itself. But many wants to come through the name. They want to come through this. They want to come through that. They come in a way, maybe the back window, the back door, the side of the house to get the help. But see, when you know how to come through that front door, your help is ever present. And that's all he's saying. Seek ye the kingdom of heaven and all. Because see, when you seek that kingdom of heaven, you have thirst for righteousness. You have seek what is spirit and truth. You have desired the light. You want to know the way to the narrow gate, whether you found it or not. At least you desire. You see, you seeking everything that represents who? The Most High. The Most High said, you seek me. And you know what? Call on me. I'll be there. That's what he's saying. That's just how simple it is. It ain't like everybody try to make it and bend it out to be. It's just that simple. He is simple. Because if you ever sat down and thought, wait a minute, how did he get all this mercy and grace poured out to everybody in the world? That's mercy and grace. When you see us, everybody, and even when you see China, you see in mercy and grace. When you see Russia, you see in mercy and grace. Why? Because at any time he could have done away with them. United States, it's still mercy and grace. It's mercy and grace. Pour it out all over the place. Letting them know I'm holding everybody up on mercy and grace because I got a wheel that got to walk out. So I'm going to hold everybody up on my mercy and my grace until my will is complete. And then it's on. And don't think you're going to come to me in glory and you will get this grace and mercy that you get now. You better grab onto what you get now and learn of me and seek ye me first. Because when you stand before me, no more grace, no more mercy. It's time. It's that time. It's that it. That's it. So even though many things are happening, and I myself have realized that it's a lot more happening than what I'm willing to embrace or accept. But I have accepted what Yah said that was and will be. I have accepted that. I have accepted it. I salute it. Anything that he has done and going to do, because he is, he was, he is, and he's going to be all that he says is going to be. And things he said is going to happen, it's going to happen. So all I have to do is keep my eyes focusing on his light and know that he got this. All I have to do is walk upright and desire to do the things that pleases him. And it's so easy because you don't want to please people. You don't want to please people on this earth and trying to please. It's so much energy. Don't you all see that? How much energy you use trying to please your parents, trying to please your friends, trying to please your wife. Oh, trying to please your husband and trying to please, oh my God, your children. You don't see the strength and the energy that is drained out of you trying to do these things. You see, it is a working process. Because you know what? When you finish trying to please, you can't even please them. You can do the best you know how, and you still can't nail it. You know, you still can't master it. It just, it's something. It really is. So, with Ahia, if we seek him, all shall be added. And that means when we call on him, he will be there. So that's the part I was saying. We can prepare for whatever we want to prepare for. And let me show you something. And this is what Sister Deb, this is what I bought a lot of these here. It had to been probably 4 years ago. This is the big jar too. And it was a twin pack. And I bought a lot of these, but guess what? It says June the 22nd, 2022. That's it. It's outdated. And that was 4 years ago. So my whole thing is to go downstairs and start looking at what is outdated, not getting rid of it. Oh, no, no, no. This has an oil inside of it. It has an oil inside. Even though it's outdated, this one I opened today when I went down and I said, okay, I'm going to have to do something with all of this stuff that is outdated. It's kind of sad because you got to rebuy it over again. And now it's at the high price. But I don't want to. This one here, someone told me peanut butter dogs really love. So I gave him a spoon of it and he did. He loved it. But I kept all the other jars. I'm not going to get rid of it. Like the water, if the water is outdated, you can always use it in case because see, water is one of the main thing they're going to tamper with. You can always use it as wash material, using it for cleaning and washing, and you see what I'm saying. So you never should throw away water that's outdated, because you can always use it for different things. Okay, and even water that's outdated, you can still boil it and you can still use it for, like I said, washing material and cleaning. So even that you can't really just do away with it. But what I thank the Most High for not allowing me to feel so afraid in what I'm actually seeing that's happening in the world, as far as um, them destroying everything. But this is where I know that we better find out about that light, y'all. We better find out who Ahia really is, and we better stop trying to test that power. Because think now, if he didn't prophesize this thing to happen, to come to pass, we have to see that we're looking at exactly what he said. Okay, don't keep turning our faces other places to listen to people talk about yang, 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 especially to the heathens. You ain't got no business sitting up under the heathens and listening to what they say, okay? Because they're not all the way there. They're not all the way there. We ain't there either, but I'm just saying they're not all the way there as far as the way they really actually feel about us, okay? And we have to know that we don't want to be fearful in storing away things. We want to just know that, okay, I'm going to put these items away because this is stuff that I need to do, and don't wait until the last minute. You need to have had something or put some things away, because I believe that we are heading right in the direction of the prophecy. And the more I think about what is actually taking place, is the more I can see where Yeshua is going to collect his, and that's just it. And how the those that's not Yeshua, how the four corners, how Yah is going to see to it that he and the small remnant is brought to a level to get them away from the things that is happening. And I think that's a blessing in a blessing. So I believe that's going to happen. And I believe that before that actually take place, I believe we are going to see some destruction that is in this land in which we call the United States. So I don't think we're going to escape it all like we've been told, or why we've been taught. So I, Sister Deborah, would say, anybody have any questions or maybe even answers, or her allergies is peanut butter. They have wild butter. Yeah, that tastes good on celery. Mm, yes, yes. And I don't think it's far away. I think because anytime you can have each one of these states to destroy food plants and animals in form, let me tell you something. You rolling. They are rolling to get everything. Oh, the horses already didn't arrive. I mean, it's just some people just teaching it as if they coming. No, baby, you late. You late. The horses has already. Yeah, I think they have to. Oh no, I don't want no peanut butter. They ain't got no nuts. No, no, no. Because when you go into stuff like that, it's like man-made items. Okay, it's like man-made things. When you go to Google, you can key up a topic that you really want to know, and it would take you to the scriptures in which uh, the topic surrounds. Okay. The thing about it is, um, we have in the last 15, 20 years, a newfound religion called the Hebrew Israelite Awakening. And it's a Hebrew Israelite movement. Be very cautious in whom you are listening to and whom you are actually entertaining. The main thing you must be cautious if they're not putting the Most High as the first runner up and the last, and they're not putting him high as far as revealing his light, leading you in a direction toward the narrow gate, or giving you spirit and truth, not their personal opinion, not their search, not their precept, their line, their little here, not their Torah, not their understanding the Torah, not their Hebrew language, not their Greek. You have to feel right in your spirit when you're dealing with the Hebrew Israelite movement and the Hebrew Israelite awakening. Okay, you really have to feel right in your spirit. Did you all hear about them marching to Geno Jennings Church? One of the ICU, whatever, they marched, and I think it was like 200 uh, tw- uh, to Geno Jennings Church. I know you all probably heard about it. but I will give a really good. I want you to go back to Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 20 on down. When you hear something, that will be a good start, because you got to be able to understand the end game. What is the end game of the curse itself? It'll lead you places that no other man and woman can take you in the whole understanding of what the Most High is doing in this day. And that's where they have failed to cover. And Deuteronomy 28, verse 20, all the way down to the end, there is an end game one must understand. And then once you are able to nail that end game, then you can sit and you can listen to anybody on here. It'll make you see who's who and what's what. Because if you know the end game, what game were they in if they don't know the end game? See, you have to be able to know the end game of that Deuteronomy 28. And the end game holds a powerful part of why we as Negro people can't grip what is actually happening in this day and time and what is going to happen. Is because of the end game, not understanding the end game. And another one, Ezekiel. This is one. Ezekiel chapter 36. Okay. And then you're going to go also, before you go to Ezekiel, go to Isaiah chapter 3. The whole Isaiah chapter 3 and Ezekiel chapter 36. And the end game of Deuteronomy 28. You want to know what is the end game of the curse in which it's said that it's on a people, which is saying that it's us, we are cursed. So what is the end game of that curse? Yeah, the end game. Mm-hmm. Oh, so you all haven't heard about Geno Jennings church was surrounded by the UK, those who dressed in purple and gold. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good, because you don't, it ain't nothing. Yeah, he called out. You know what? This is when you see those men marching at his place. This is the same issue I was saying about what he says in Genesis 38. I mean, 28, the end game. This is a part of the end game. Their mindset. Now, you outside his church and you're talking about the things telling him to come out. Now, you're not going where those heathens and Gentiles are doing, killing up your people and destroying your community and marching for things like that. You're marching to your own nation people, telling them to come out and stop teaching and start teaching the people who they are. Once you learn who you are, what have you done lately? Nothing. So who are you to collect all those men? See how they don't, why haven't you marched in your communities? Why have you marched down to City Hall about your community being ran down by your own people? Don't have no stores, no schools for the children to go to, no nothing. After school programs, nothing. But you have the audacity. Yes, Ezekiel 36. Oh, yeah, you got it. And there it is. You got it. The end game of that curse. because that's what the guys are going to be coming and wondering about. But they're going to be able, if you know it, then you're going to be able to tell them, because that's the mystery right there. That's the mystery. Because I just learned it about a year and a half ago. And I was like, you mean this is really where it's at? Okay, you're not on social media. Good. That's good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I never watched him either. But see, when you get onto YouTube, they show all the different settings, and then you click on it. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, that's what was taking place. But you wonder why is it you can gather to march because he ain't saying what you want him to say, but you can't march when violence is in your community. Stop the violence. You can't get your men and collect 200 men, go marching in Chicago. You can't get 200 men to march in New Jersey, in Detroit, for all this killing, black on black crime. Y'all don't see nothing wrong with that. I know you don't, because it's going back to what Deuteronomy 28 end game is about. It's a powerful thing to see and to know that these things are existent, and it ain't nothing you can do. Because why? The Father said this need be. And that's just it. Yep. Yeah, they can follow the wickedness. You see, do that make any sense? But you can't fight a system that's destroying your communities. When these children go to school, they should have a school in their community. I sat back and I said, Father, that's why I don't listen to nobody, y'all. I sat back and I took a ride on the north side, the south side, even in the county. They tore down every school Negro people go to. High school, elementary, preschool, they just tearing them down. They've been doing it for the last 20 something years. But it's just the idea, why ain't our men gathering to march towards stuff like that? You don't have decent stores in your community. I know we are people that's just tear up every going and coming, but we need to march against that. Why are we tearing up our community? Why you come down our street, we got trash all on the side of the curb, all up and down the streets, all over in our community. We can't pick up trash. We can't clean up our community, but you can march to somebody's church and tell them what to say. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's that nation. Exactly. You nailed it. You nailed it. That is exactly it. That is exactly what he meant in Matthew chapter 24 and verse 7. Nation against nation. That's it. Right front of our eyes. Right there it is. And that's what he's meaning when he's saying nation against nation. Because up in verse 6, he said war against war. He's talking about like Russia. And he said, don't worry about that. See, y'all said in Matthew's chapter 24 and verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, so that ye be not troubled. See that ye be not troubled. He's telling us, don't be troubled about the wars, y'all. That's why I think we as a people and people in this country is something wrong with them. Something wrong with all of us. Because if we can't see, he's saying, see that ye be not troubled. Meaning, we're sitting here trying to talk about, Ukraine and Russia war. China doing this. They doing this, they doing this. But what are you doing in your country? Wicked and evil is being reared up and set up on all corners toward each other. And the system standing back laughing said, we got them now. When we put them in that mass and we shot them up, we got them now. They'll do anything. And now see, this is what it says, Matthew 24 and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet. So y'all is telling you, when y'all sitting around here running your mouth, they warred and this war, he told you, don't let them use that. That's not it, y'all. It's not it. What did Sister Deborah tell y'all? It's a war inside of this country. It's a war going on inside of this country. As I'm sitting here talking to you all, we got a war within here in this country. And we can't even behold it. And that's why Sister Deborah says it's so important to know spirit and truth, because spirit and truth will open your eyes to see it, the truth of the matter. And just like she just said, she said it and she nailed it. And she said, that's what I think too. And nation against nation, right front of our eyes. That is exactly what it is. And everybody and then what did he say? 6, y'all sitting around here talking about a war and a war. Y'all better get it right. That's what the Father is saying. Get it right. Yeshua is telling us back in his days. You want to know what's going to happen? Let me tell you, they better get it right. Or else they're going to remain in the dark and be destroyed right in the dark. Because this is what it says. It's telling us, don't be caught up in the wars and rumors of wars, people. It's deeper than wars and rumors of wars. That ain't got nothing to do with you in this day. In this day, it's nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places. Verse 8, all these things are the beginning of sorrow. Now, why is Yeshua saying this to us like this? You're telling us where the sorrow is going to begin, right in this country. And we're looking elsewhere. That's why the elites, the power of Satan, have been able to do all these things to us. Even 9/11, foreclosing on your house, doing everything to see how far the people here in this country mindset is to let them rule and control and destroy them from the inside. And that's what they're doing. And to the point, I'm going to tell you what I was doing. I was sitting up today and I was watching this movie. I said, wait a minute. I saw the system destroying the people that was in a country, trying to kill them all. That's what is going to happen. The system is going to have just reason. Hear what I say? Just reason in their system, not in righteous, but just reason to take people out in this country. Why do y'all, let me tell you why. Why do y'all think they're talking about Australia over there and how they overthrew their government and how all that chaos? I'd seen it. Listen to this. I seen it on YouTube 15 different times in one day from different news settings. And in my mind, even CNN, how is this country allowing us to look at all these people in this country gathering together to destroy the whole system? They ran the president out of the country, showing us, they're trying to show us how we are to start the war in this country. They're trying to get that started here. But the people here are too stupid and too dumb. They're too dumb. They ain't got no sense, none whatsoever. They got a lot of hate, a lot of wickedness in them, a lot of greed. And that's why it has to fall for debris. This country already falling, but the debris of it has to fall. So the movie, I said, okay, there go the sign of that movie, Father. So that's how they gonna do it. That's how you were telling me they gonna come within. I say, now, look how they killing these people in this movie today. I didn't see the whole thing. I said, this remind me of how they gonna bring something on this country and then sit at the table at the with all the other countries and say, it's time for us to destroy it because it's chaotic. It's too much going on. We can't let it get out of where it's at. So we're going to go on and have to destroy it. Our own country, elites, is setting up to destroy this country. You see, and everybody's looking at Russia, Ukraine, these heathens and Gentiles, these heathen and Gentiles. They doing this over in Russia. They doing this over in Ukraine. They doing this in China. War, they doing this over there. War in Japan. You better worry about the biggest war in history. It's right before you, and you're too ignorant. Now, I don't like using ignorant because that means simply not knowing. They too gone. They too stupid to see that your own country have sold you out. It's been a good 15 years or more. They have sold you out. Do y'all remember they have gave the people in this country a stipend from who? China. They've been sold y'all tails out. And the elites, they all prepared underground and all the way in the other world, part of the world, they ready. Because it ain't gonna destroy them. It's gonna destroy this country and the people that's in it. And who is the country? The nation against nation. Kingdom against kingdom. It's going to be destroyed right here. And it has already taken place. That's why they're trying to stir up a war between the races, because that had really started. But what my people don't understand, you are not in numbers to fight no war. Mexicans are outriding you today. And if you think for 1 minute the way you can conduct your ugly self, that the Mexicans are going to join you, no, they ain't. They would join the heathens and the Gentiles before they come your right. So while you got the 12 tribes wouldn't even come your way. You see, they wouldn't even step near you because you have shown yourself to be the ugliest of the ugly of all the tribes. Okay, so where it's at now is they're going to fight each other here, and it's going to happen without a doubt. And this is where I was saying it's connected to famines and pestilence. Why? Because that's when they're going to drop on their own people. They're going to come like they are now, raising your food, raising your gas, destroying your food supplies, destroying your water supply, destroying your crop and your animals. And you send your dumb tail back here talking about a lot of things that don't mean nothing and cannot see what is actually happening in your own country. But you sit here telling somebody what they're doing over in Ukraine and over in Russia. They warred and Russia doing this and China doing this, Japan, Iran, and y'all don't even see what is right in before your face, sitting here, time bomb, just waiting to explode. And what do you mean by that, Deborah? Because see, this is what you all in the live chat, listen to this. This is what you all don't understand. Yeshua was giving his disciple the upper of what that's going to happen in this day. But he first wanted them to know, you worried about them, you better make sure you don't be deceived. That's what he was telling them. Be not deceived. You talking about what's going to happen in the end days. You ain't even be here. But I tell you this, the time that you are, you better not be deceived. Okay. And then he began to tell them what the end days was going to be like. Now listen to this here, and I'm going to swing it a different way. Verse 7 of Matthew 24 and verse 7, for a nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Hold up. That's chaos in the land. Chaos in the land. And then that's when they're going to swoop down and bring out and destroy all that's left. So famine can be at the full force. And they're going to bring out what else? They're going to bring out not only famine, they're going to bring out pestilence. So they're going to be hitting y'all with food, destroying your food, and different diseases. Or not they doing that? They already started. Destroying your food and different diseases. And if you really talk to the Europeans and not the Europeans, I call them all that, but the heathens and Gentiles, you'll see how they already preparing to knock us as a people out, so they can be able to defeat the government. So it's not going to be a time where did y'all see Australia where all those people are running and together going after the government? These heathens and Gentiles ain't going to let us in. They going to feel we are a threat to them. That's why he's telling you kingdom against kingdom, people against their own people. You see? They're going to go up against their own people. Now you're going to start seeing them doing things, not doing things. They've been doing it. It's just they always keep it out of the media or off of the news and CNN and always putting us up there. But you're going to start seeing where the majority of wicked and evil rests in this country, because they're going to go after each other. But us, let me tell you, they ain't going to waste their time to pop us, because we're popping each other and they're preparing to pop and take over the system. But right now, they're too dumb to even see what the system is, how the system have already took over them. So they'll never be able to take over the system, because the system has totally took them over. They didn't told the farmers and they have gotten rid of the animals, and I mean they've done so much stuff. And then these people sitting up in this country like ain't nothing happening. They brought pestilence, different diseases onto, and no, everybody walking around. Hey, it's okay, mash you up, give you a shot, and you just walking around here with all this stuff that they're pouring out. So what happens? The earthquakes is going to be the last part of it. Okay, the earthquakes are going to be the last part. And just imagine, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, famine and pestilence and earthquake. Y'all, come on. In this country I'm speaking of, it says diverse places, but I think we in this country is going to feel it. And I do know when it says nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom, I think that is a war that is a war within this country that's going to take place. It's going to be a part of how this country is going to be destroyed. And then after they go to the tables and they decided, okay, it's too much going on in the United States. It's out of control. That we took everything. We took everything from them. We brought them to the low of the low. It's time to nuke. That's what they're going to do. That's how you're going to see others standing off. A lot of them going to be standing off after Gil really coming to terms. It's really over for that country. You see? And that's because they all going to be in agreement. And then once it's done, they're going to see the smoke and the things that's actually taking place. But we're going to have so many fires here in this country, so much killing, destroying, all kind of chaos. It's coming, y'all. Matter of fact, I better not say it's coming. We're in it. It's just that we're in more of a denial than the truth of the matter of what is before us. Mm-hmm. So if anybody have any questions or I look at, it's a lot of things that I'm gonna have to go back in. Latinos, that's the problem that I have, because in the last 20 years, I wonder why on application they are concerned if I am a Latino or a part of the Latino. What is it? They got a special question for that. I never could figure out why. So I believe that they are some connection. But right now, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Where he got me, and I'm waiting for him to tell me. And I did. I decided to go to bed early. I said, "No, I'm gonna go to bed at 2:00 p.m. today. I'm going to bed," because it was like, okay, I want you to go into that study so you can understand. Okay, from what now? This is what I'm gonna give y'all just a little taste now, because I don't want y'all to lose no sleep. Okay. He was saying in the book of Genesis, the Garden of Eden had 4 heads that leads a river toward other lands. Those lands weren't over in the United States. You see what I'm saying? Those lands are not over here. Just like we were talking, we got off of it, y'all. Remember we were talking about Revelation and how the 7 churches, what part of the country those churches are in. Remember, we never did further that, but that's connected too. So he was saying, when I found out where the rivers were in Eden that led, it had 4 heads, and it led to different rivers. So he wants me to go back because he said, you talked about Genesis 1 and 2. This is in Genesis. I said, oh man, I'm in trouble now. He said, yeah, you are, because you're about to find out something you didn't know, which is good with me because he's trying to tell me that those rivers that leads from Eden was leading to land that has no connection to the United States, nowhere near it. Now that's the Garden of Eden. That's where he is pretty much trying to bring a people back to. So as I was looking, I said, well, wait a minute now, Father God. This is over here in Iraq, Iran, Turkey, and those type of places. Ethiopian. And I was like, what we don't understand as a people, no one has to look identical to us. They can still be dark-skinned people. And they don't have to be black like African. They can still have that melanated skin tone, you see? And a lot of those are over in Iraq and Iran and Turkey and places like that. Now, what was it that the Garden of Eden was put over there? You see, where they are now residing and where they are in the land in which they are in. And then when the promised land it is said in Deuteronomy, not in Ezekiel 36, that it's going to appear as if, not appear, it's going to be just like the Garden of Eden. And I'm like saying, but Father, that's way back over in Middle East, over in that country. See, that's what I'm saying. What they did is this. They started a newfound Hebrew Israelite movement and awakening with Deuteronomy, with 2-3 verses out of Deuteronomy 28. And they left y'all there. They left you there to foot for what other understanding outside of what they gave you. You never searched it. You never figured it out, that the end game to it. You only saw that the slave ships and where he said they're going to be coming and so on. We never thought that, okay, let's go back to Genesis 2, chapter 2, and see where the Garden of Eden rests on what land. What land? You see, where did he put all the gold and silver? You see, so that type of place, and then Ezekiel talk about it's going to be like the land of Eden, the promised land. I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm not going to give you the fullness, but I'm saying this. It's more than what we have come to understand. And it's not going to have an ending of revealing the light. The light just going to get brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. It's always more added to the light. Okay. But it's not something one should lose sleep on, but it's something that we talked about in Revelation, the 7 churches. And why is it over there in Asia? You see what I'm saying? All of that is something to, and that's why it bothers me how you got people who wants to be these leaders and rulers and kings, but yet they don't want to go and be up under the Ruach so he can lead them to lead their people. But we got to believe what Yah say, this need be. And that's why we're where we at. So I want to see, really, I'm anxious. And I was in it today. And I said, I'm going to bed. This is too deep. This is too deep. I'm gone. But I'm going to get back in it to get really what he's, to really know what he's talking about exactly. I kind of can, the Ephraim River and all these different rivers that's leading, and it's the head, the 4 rivers head, the heads, and the gold that he placed, you see, in Eden. the garden and all of those, and the rivers that ran through them, and you know what I'm saying. So I believe that that's where the promised land has to be, over in that area. You see what I'm saying? Because it connects it to Ezekiel 36, saying something about it's like the land of, it looks like the land of Eden, back when the land of Eden, the Garden of Eden. And I was like, wow, what gonna look like that? It's what he's gonna charge the land to get back. And he's saying that land is desolated as well. Okay. So if it's like that, waiting for us to return, then who could be on that land? Something else to think about. Is if he said people will pass by it because it's known to be desolated. So we're thinking of Israel and Jerusalem. It's just real deep. And they're not going to go in and touch stuff like that. It's because they want you to only know what they want to teach and what they want to you to understand. And in this day we're in, that those things are vain and vast. Let a higher know it all. And we just trusting in what he give us in our spirit and what he's willing to teach us. But when he was giving me that, he gave that to me 3 days ago. But today when I got into it, I was like, oh no, this is just too much. And I was doing a pretty good search, but I got frustrated. I closed it up. I said, I'm gone. I'm gonna go to bed. I went and took a nap, then wake up to like 5 something, going on 6. Because that's how far from I was from trying to graph to get all of this. And I didn't even want to wait on a higher. I just, there's just too much. But I thank him for it, because he's not going to put more on me than I can bear. And it's not something that a life and death or has to do with my eternal destiny. It's just something he wanted to share with me to see exactly where I could see as far as the promised land. He's not going to give me the directions and here and here. He was just going to kind of shake me up, because I was thinking we never did talk about the Revelation, those 7 churches. So I, Sister Deborah, say to you all, I appreciate each and every last one of you coming in and joining in. And yes, we give a higher all praise and all glory. And I will be back. I will be back. And like I said, I appreciate each and every last one of you all. And I will say shalom and shalom.